Alright, welcome guys. We started the champ select a bit early, but we are going with the exactly same bands as we were before.
I had like a really
yeah.
good gig prepared. And now it's not gonna come to fruition, cause god damn it. Anyway, hello guys, I hope that you're all having a wonderful evening. If you guys just are joining us, of course, it's Vuptrox Academy versus Fuzzy Esports. Fuzzy Esports are 2-0 up on Vuptrox Academy after an explosive second game. We have to be a bit more vital as now it's already 9 p.m. here in the Central European time zone. Of course, picks and bans coming through, same bans from both sides. However, Fuzzy Esports do this time around yes, they still do ban Desire. God damn it! Why did I confuse me so much? This is bad. Hi, I'm Karim. This is Kachka. We're casting.
Yeah, basically, if the teams are watching, you just missed out on an amazing intro because we started
I'm like having a mental breakdown here, right?
We planned it for the last 10 minutes. Anyways, back in the draft. Silas for the side of Vuptrox Academy. Interesting change, especially considering it will most likely go to Varti in the jungle.
Yeah, likely going to be going to Varti. Of course, it still is a flex pick, which we could be seeing either on Hello It's Anivia or Endorser. I'm sure if both of these players have played it, so likely going to be going into the lanes. If the Skarner gets locked in, I'm going to be honest, because I don't remember seeing an in-lane Skarner for a while. Perhaps Captain Flowers played it. However, before that pick is locked in, I wanted to talk about the bot lane for the side of Fuzzy Esports, because that was what essentially won them the game last time around, together with the amazing pop-up performance of Z, whose Syndra is still not banned out, by the way. Rakan and Kai'Sa, still picks that can go for these big engages very early on, can find these kills despite Kai'Sa not being the best of AD carries to get early on, very early on in the game. And so right now Fuzzy Esports, they're still setting themselves up for success, but they're going to have a bit of a harder time that they're going to be facing this Thresh.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Thresh for Lepiggy. We saw him on, the Playmakers, maybe not last game was a Karma, but the first game when he played the Alistar, he had a really good performance. But what I'm more excited about is there is a Shen now being locked in for Fuzzy Esports, and we already saw what Bumblebee can do on it.
And the past two games, we have seen Bumblebee play on Gnar, where his performance hasn't necessarily been the greatest, especially when playing into Endorser's Mordekaiser. He just kind of got run over a couple of times. And so this time around, hopefully going to be a bit of a better performance for him. A champion that can find some early leads himself, is a pretty good skirmisher on the first couple of levels. So can also provide the global support that his team may need, making sure that every single gank or skirmish turns into an unfair situation for the other team. However, given that they did put so much focus on this Shen, which I feel like is a pick they could have just led through into the second phase, it does mean that Syndra is banned away from Z. And so now, what are they going to lock in for the mid lane? Is it going to be something as high impact as that champion? Perhaps a Kali? Wait, no, she's got banned out. Never mind. What's it going to be? No one knows.
Maybe Nocturne mid. It's probably jungle.
Vedius, are you watching?
Nah, he's not.
He's not, probably not.
He's not. Last time it was mid, we tagged him, and then the stream died, so even if he actually listened to any of us, he wouldn't have found anything.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, hey, Nocturne mid, possibility, not likely, however. We haven't actually seen Nocturne be in meta for quite a while, so... However, the interesting thing that he offers is this combination with the Shen. I know that I should be screaming right now because of the Draven pick, but I want to talk about this Nocturne Shen combo, because while Shen is really good at providing some defensive stats to his laners while they're skirmishing, he can also be a really good offensive tool, because he just pops his ulti onto Nocturne before he uses his paranoia. They dash in together and they can get an incredibly quick pick, because the person gets locked down immediately by the Shen stun. So that is the combo that we're going to be looking out for this game, because, well, it can be a really, really strong tool for Fuzzy Esports to utilize to get themselves early ahead very early on.
Right, and I like the changes that we see from the composition of Vuptrox Academy. They have much more early game focused playstyle, but if it's a Vladimir locked in, that's a lot of Havers now. So alright, it's not the Vladimir, this is a Lax instead. So I feel like the side of Fuzzy Esports may be focusing more towards that pick once again with some sort of engage, but Vuptrox Academy, it's all about the snowball.
Oh yeah, it's all about the snowball despite Nunu being banned. This should ideally be the greatest snowball ever for them, because if it isn't, I do not know what they can necessarily do. However, we're speaking of the snowball, the term snowball. Where is it actually going to be happening? Well, dear viewer, I'm going to tell you where. It's going to be bot lane. Lepiggy and Chrissy have to step up this game for Vuptrox Academy if they want to be finding any lead in this game. Silas is likely just going to get shoved in by the Lux, and Urgot is a potential champion that can find some leads into Shen, but that's not likely going to be resulting in a kill very early on before level 6. So my eyes are on this Draven and Thresh. Any hook that hits in the first couple of levels can result in a quick death. Sure, Rakan has the dashes, but he's very squishy in the first couple of levels. So any hook, any piece of CC can be followed up on by the Draven, and it can result in a very quick snowball for Vuptrox. Yes, not Vuptrox. Why did I think of that?
I have no idea.
I saw it in Twitch chat. Vuptrox.
Yeah, that's why.
I
Yeah,
think it
we
was
shouldn't
Pixel.
be looking at Twitch chat anyways.
We shouldn't.
But we still do. And we always
should.
will. Anyways, now, we talked a lot about Vuptrox and what they can do, but let's talk more about Fast Esports. You mentioned the Shen Nocturne combo. The ability to dive into the backline that Fast Esports have drafted themselves is immense. If Vuptrox don't get ahead, they will be struggling against 4 champions that can just go and kill you. And then Z from the long range, he'll still be able to hurt you a lot.
Yeah.
And so, Fuzz Esports, they could be looking for a 3-0 if they execute it well, but I feel like all eyes have to be on this Nocturne, since it's the kind of pick that you either do really well and carry the game, or you don't and you're useless.
Yeah, that's essentially any assassin, but it works double for Nocturne, because he has one direction. Alright. Nocturne is the Soviet Union. He never goes backwards, and if he does, he dies, alright? That's the gist of it. He always dashes forward, and if he isn't fed, as you said, he just gets blown up. So he can suffer from the snowball syndrome that the entirety of the Vuptrox lineup faced last game, except in a kind of a smaller scale. So we really are expecting him to be finding these leads, and we are expecting them to be happening after level 6. So we're just likely going to be expecting Nocturne to power farm. Now, he can technically try and go and invade Skarner, but I am actually unsure if he wins a pure 1v1 in Skarner's jungle, given that his crystals are likely going to be up, providing so much more bonus stats to him. So, going to be interesting to see how Hopper decides to play this early game around. This is a jungler that can be high impact. We already saw in the first game that he had a pop-off performance on the Rek'Sai. Let's see if he can replicate it on another pick. Hey Pixel, are you trying to trash talk my allegory of Nocturne being the Soviet Union? Dude, okay. Another point why Nocturne is the Soviet Union. You trash talk him and he punches your lights out with the ulti, alright? I can keep on going for days. Are you scared of the Red Menace? Sure.
You're going too far. Moving on.
Alright.
Swiftly.
It's the third hour of the stream. Alright, cool.
Come on, we've casted for longer. Just hold it together.
We have. I mean,
calm down.
We've been reminiscing, like, in the pauses between the games, that this is like mine and Kachka's first kind of year anniversary of actually starting to cast. So it's only fitting that I have a mental breakdown on stream, right? I mean, I completely lost. I agree, but that was before the stream even started, Reed. So jokes on you.
All right. I really want to move on. But
honestly, me too. Now, go ahead.
Alright then, well, what can we look at? We mentioned about the snowball potential, we mentioned about how we need to see the Nocturne do, well, something. But then also the carries for the side of Fuzzy Esports. They have been so far huge in the Series. Z and Kale doing absolute work. Now, they're not necessarily on champions that are known for snowballing. Well, maybe not Z, because Kale, Kai'Sa, that's definitely strong. And what I want to see is I want to see Hopper just funnel kills into those two guys. If you're Fuzzy and you're looking for a quick 2-0 to secure the third place, that's probably your safest bet.
Yeah, it's kind of going against the grain of what we said with Hopper trying to get himself ahead. However, as you said, he can be funneling these kills into his carry, so in this case, it doesn't necessarily matter if the Nocturne gets those kills himself or if he gives them away. In the early game, I think I would actually prefer him to get those kills himself and only later on to just give them away to someone like Kala to try and lead them into a snowball situation in the mid game. Now, Bumblebee does not see this coming.
I'm not sure if he.
No,
it
he
looks
doesn't.
as if he did.
Nah,
That was
didn't
just lucky. Honestly.
they didn't spot him either.
Well, both teams will be definitely laughing when rewatching the game as to what has just occurred,
they?
but alright. I don't think they will be.
Yeah,
but I just like
they'll
to
be laughing
imagine.
at the allegory before this happened. So, anyway. Vuptrox Academy, they went for a deep ward into the top side jungle of Nocturne, however Hopper did manage to destroy it very quickly, so they'll still be kept in the dark, not only by Nocturne ulti, but also by a lack of vision thereof, and this game, it's actually not that important to try and track this Nocturne down. You can just keep on putting down defensive vision instead of going for aggressive deep wards because he's not going to be affecting your lanes very early on. As I said, most of Nocturnes just try and power farm into level 6 and then just go for all of these big plays with the paranoia. Likely going to be the case for Hopper as well. And so until then, we're likely going to be having a pretty calm game unless Z decides to pull off some shenanigans as this Lux and just gets a lot of poke and chip damage down onto Hello It's Anivia. Already seeing that come to fruition. However, for now, things are pretty calm.
Expecting a similar start to what we saw last game, maybe with a bit more possibility of outplay within the individual lanes, especially looking at Chrissy now. There's some damage. Yeah, Bumblebee hits level 2 first in top lane. Taunts Endorser gets a little trade in, but the minions will make it roughly even. And yeah, who flashed? Oh, that was Necromancer already having to burn that summoner.
Yeah, that's the power of Draven. Chrissy and Lepiggy get the level 2 first, and they force Necromancer to Necromancer to utilize that flash to try and get himself away, which is incredibly important because now, whenever they manage to hit a hook on a Rakan, that should be a death sentence. Pun intended. Anyway, that Draven is already starting to deal a lot of damage, and it's only going to be ramping up and getting worse and worse for this bot lane of Fuzzy Esports. So whenever they had a winning lane last time around, they had the kill lane post level 6. That's what Vuptrox have, except for the entirety of the laning phase. So it's all upon Hopper to try and alleviate this pressure. However, that's going to happen at level 6. And so right now, it's all about Chrissy and Lepiggy just trying to get as much gold from turret platings as they can.
So far have taken one in this ball, and you can see why this Draven is so good in the matchup as a player. Both of those factors compounding and giving Vuptrox Academy some hope. I feel like we didn't highlight this enough. They are 0-2 down. The only way in which they can claim the third place is through a reverse sweep, which, I mean, surely can't happen, you know? I mean, there's just no way Vuptrox comes back from an 0-2.
See, that's what this gag was about before the game started, but alas, it's not going to happen. Lepiggy hits the death sentence here.
Good play to interrupt the first part of the battle dance, I believe, but Rakan has got 2 of those. Necromancer still able to escape. Just a bit of health being traded back and forth in the end.
Yeah, just a little bit of a stroke that Rakan had there trying with the battle dance. Now, Draven has no mana, which is important. However, Skarner is in the mid lane. He could possibly fall down here. No summoner spanned by Hello It's Anivia, but Z is forced off his flash, so already Vuptrox are off to a solid start.
We'll see where they take it. That's the question. Last game there was someone saying no one dying before 4 minutes doesn't mean a slow start. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a slow start, but I'm not seeing any action either, which I guess should be expected in any game of League of Legends. Yeah. We still see Chrissy pulling off ahead, so it is good. He is now running out of mana, so most likely looking for a recall.
Yeah, Right now, not necessarily a slow start, as we have already seen so much aggression from the lanes of Vuptrox Academy, and it's good that we're seeing that, because that's exactly what they needed to do. We need to see these early game outplays by Draven and Thresh. We need Varte to utilize the fact that he can start ganking lanes even before he hits that ulti, and he's been doing that. So right now, Vuptrox, they're playing well. Lepigi is trying to fish for something, not going to be able to find that hook, but still, Vuptrox off to a nice start. However, they're kind of going to be now facing Nocturne in the top lane. Endorser has his flash up, not even going to have to use it.
Varte, though, he has his Predator up. No boots, never mind. I'm trolling. There comes the flip, though, from Endorser with the flag. They're looking for the first blood. Good taunt from Bumblebee. He's gonna stop Varte in his tracks, and no gain for Vuptrox Academy and top.
In the meantime, bot lane, Nurkamercer did manage to get a good knock-up on the Draven as well as Lepigi, but nothing came through from that either. And so right now, it's just aggression kind of from both sides happening. However, the important thing here is that Nocturne doesn't have his flash up, which isn't necessarily detrimental to any combo, but if he perhaps gets caught out once again in a similar situation, he's not getting out. So we have to keep our eyes on that. If that ever occurs, Draven just trying to run Kala and Necromercer down at this point.
It's
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of going well for them. I mean, the CS lead is there, and they are slowly but surely getting the plays now. And if you join the bowling with the hijack final spark, the Predator from Varte, this could be the dive. Chains connect onto Necromercer. Stand United is going to pop as well. The final spark does get any kill. First blood picked up by Lepigi. Bumblebee looking for a trade back. Chrissy flashing over the wall.
No.
Bumblebee does so as well. Endorser joins the fray. He used the fear beyond deck to pull Khaled back in. Chrissy will fall to Hopper, but it's a 3-4-1 in favor of Vuptrox Academy. And they're not done yet. Hopper, he gets a good shield away from the hook, and now he's trying to run the corrosive charge. Will keep him in place, and that's Varte with the 4th kill of the exchange for Vuptrox Academy, and that's an absolutely massive early game play for them.
And Vuptrox Academy feel rejuvenated after this very play. We were doubting them. We were thinking that perhaps it was going to be a clear sweep by the side of Fuzzy Esports, but it still is clear now that Vuptrox, they're here to stay at least for this game to be a pretty big contender, as that early play, that early dive with good coordination coming through from them yields them, I think it was 4 kills.
Yeah,
that was nice.
The first one was picked up there, and Chrissy was the only one to fall, but I believe he cashed in before he died, which wasn't a lot, still the early game, and helping that Draven a bit, just, making sure those stacks don't go to waste. And overall, that is a 2,000 gold advantage. Hello, it's Anivia, picked up the Mercrix, which are crucial if you are facing someone like a Lux, and a lot of early game items being completed across the board.
At this point, I feel like Silas can just try and run this Lux down, just because he does have the Mercrix, and Necromercer gets caught out by the Draven W. Not going to get any more damage now. And so, the situation returns to a little bit of a status quo, but all of the big advantage that is now sitting in the hands of Vuptrox Academy is on the Draven, where already almost 1,000 gold advantage has been accumulated on this man. This guy is just going to be going absolutely nuts. I mean, at this point, the only saving grace for Fuzzy Esports is that now, finally, Nocturne has unlocked his ulti. At this point, he can start getting these plays in. He can start affecting the map, because before that, he wasn't essentially a champion. Now, he can be going for
into the paranoia in top lane. No way for Endorser to go.
Yep.
Great gang by Hopper.
Exactly how I wanted it to go. Nocturne gets the ulti, Shen manages to get a good stun onto Endorser, perfect taunt, Nocturne just dashes in, and it's game over.
With the lantern, misses the hook, the Stand United onto Kale, and can Fuzzy Esports look to turn it around. Necromercer is alive, using absolutely everything that he has. But no one else drops, and Z is gonna come down from middle lane, not finding much success though.
Much success indeed. I mean, 4 members in the bot lane, not enough to absolutely turn that situation around, as there's just so much damage coming from Chrissy. Necromancer, however, came out with a clutch charm onto 3 people. Hello, it's Nivea jumping on top of Z here.
Connects the stun, the light binding will keep him in place for now. Z is fairly low, however, here comes the Predator from Varty. Flash underneath the turret. Here comes the Impale and the kill. He's gonna go over to Hello, it's Nivea.
Yeah, so apparently I was thinking, right, Hello, it's Nivea can just run Lux down at this point, and with the help of Varte, it's just an easy kill, despite him almost dying. I mean, he does pick up the first kill of the game, meaning that he will be only snowballing harder. And late game Silas, that's not something that you want to be facing, let me tell you that much.
Also, someone who I want to maybe focus on more in this series that has somewhat flown under the radar, though not completely, is Lepiggy. Now he's on another playmaker, picked up the Moby boot. So far, he played well in the ball lane, didn't make any huge plays or huge roams. I just want to make sure we pay attention to where he moves, because he can be the influencing factor that would allow Vuptrox Academy to snowball their way into a Game 4.
Yeah, he's been finding some good hooks down on the bot lane of Fuzz Esports, so far, in that regard, it's been a pretty good performance. Trying to fish for the Rakan here, however, he does have the Nocturne sitting in the wings, so not going to get anything down, and there we go.
Paranoia onto Chrissy, no flash on the Draven, the box cam is down, Necromancer going forward with the Grand Entrance, Khaled picks the kill up, the Ignite is finally gonna get a kill onto Hopper, flash play onto 2 members, and Varte has joined the fight. Lepiggy is still alive, the final spark is gonna seal his fate. That's a 2-4-2 in the ball lane, and I think we're done with the fighting.
However, Chrissy doesn't manage to cash in at this Draven, and so all of the gold that he has been stacking up is now lost. A kill goes to Hopper as well as Z, and so now, despite this Herald being down there in the bot lane, Fuzz Esports are not looking to give this one up really, but Varte still has his Impale up, and so Z just has to run away.
And with that tide in the ball lane, you see the rotations already by Chrissy. Vardy's still looking for the play, so I will hold on to my point for just the time being. That's the flash. The Impale doesn't quite connect. Doesn't matter. Hello, it's Nivea. Is on a killing spree.
And Varte is an absolute monster on this Skarner, participating in 7 out of the 8 kills thus far. He is the influence that the side of Vuptrox needed. He's already proven that he is a good jungler when he played that Gragas. This time around, he's showing us with this Skarner pick.
Alright, fighting across the map. Hello, it's Nivea. Use that killer instinct. Z, he's gonna have to try and run away. Not enough damage. Hello, it's Nivea has to give up the chase.
The Corrupting Pod doesn't manage to take Z down just that much. Khaled the Turtle also runs away from Chrissy, both expending their flashes in the process, which I wanted you viewers to remember, because the next time Paranoia comes down on Draven, he doesn't have his flashes to run away, and Lepiggy is now in a tough situation.
He has been feared, has got the aftershock. Paranoia is popped. There comes the teleport though from Z, and the side of Vuptrox Academy, they can't see it. Hopper picks the first kill of the fight. That Bowie flashing away. Here comes the fear. Beyond that, the fear connects onto Z, and Chrissy, he's still alive. He's looking for the kill. He's gonna cash in onto Hopper, and Z is now throwing out the spells. That's a 2-for-1 in favor of Vuptrox Academy. Necromancer is there, the flip back onto Z, the quickness is gonna come through, it doesn't matter. Chrissy launches an axe in the back of the lax. Hello, it's Nivea just saying hello in the top lane. That's gonna be Vuptrox Academy looking for a tower.
In Vuptrox Academy, they're just performing the perfect snowball. They had enough of it last time around. Varte can run just Khaled down here.
He doesn't have his ulti. He's got a lantern though. Forces the Stand United a crucial cooldown to be expended by Fuzz Esports.
And full third plate gold picked up on both top lane and bot lane by the side of Vuptrox Academy. This has been a meticulous game thus far from them. Chrissy, impeccable work on this Draven, already picking up the Death's Dance as well as the VF sword at 14 minutes in. Hello, it's Nivea is only going to be getting scarier from this point on, and there isn't a single completed item on Z just yet, so this situation is looking firmly in Vuptrox's hands.
We just got some nice information about how many plates were taken.
Oh god.
That is a big difference, I might say this well. Vuptrox Academy 13 plates. Fuzzy Esports 1.
Yeah, I mean, it perfectly summarizes the state of the game that has been just far. Dorser, I'm not sure if you can win this one, Bumblebee.
Dorser is just doing so much damage with the Purge, or well, maybe not a lot of damage, but just a lot of auto attacks being thrown down. Paranoia down onto that air god yet again, and Dorser, he has no hope of surviving. Hopper finding himself a kill.
Right, so at least Hopper is finding these leads in the side lane. He's going to be trying to push down into this turret, but Lepiggy is there. He has to be careful now. He's getting run down by Varte, in fact.
Hopper is, yeah, he's going to die. Most likely Lepiggy just trying to help. I'm just really confused about what happened, but I guess it killed.
Lepiggy was there, okay? He was giving him moral support. He's just like cheering him on in the background, just like, yeah, you go murder that man.
Yes.
It's what you shout at every baseball practice. I mean, come on.
You see, you're not wrong, but you're not right. Anyways.
What?
It makes sense in my world,
League
okay?
of Legends. Okay, Hello Infinivia is pretty scary, especially for Bumblebee, who right now does not have any magic resist, which is important to talk about because no one on the side of Aussie Esports has magic resist, and given that there is this 3-0 Silas, he's going to start wreaking havoc, especially because you have so many nice ultis that you can steal away. You've got the Huracan ulti, Lux ulti, Paranoia, as well as Shen Stan United. Every single one, if you steal away, is going to be beneficial for your team. And so, Hello, it's Anivia is going to be pretty scary this game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat what you said, but if you look at the other side, Z, he hasn't completed a single item just yet. In fact, he's still sitting on tier 1 boots, nowhere near that. And Vuptrox Academy, they show us they're not done in this series, as that's a hijacked Stand United. Z will be in a lot of trouble. The real Stand United comes in through from Bumblebee. Z is still alive. He's on half health. Necromancer has joined the fight. That's gonna be the hook onto the account. The box and flash away. It's Hopper getting the kill. That's Fuzzy Esports in the lead in this fight. The final sparks coming through Varte. Yes, he's in the back line. He's not supported by his team. The Impale is up just now. The flash is also there. But Fuzzy Esports, they managed to stay alive and actually turn it in their favor.
They stand united, you could say. Anyway, the side of Fuzzy Esports do manage to stay alive just by piling together on top of one another. There was no way that the side of Vuptrox were going to be able to run through their entire ranks, apparently, as it just took them so long to kill that Lux with the shield that she got from the Stand United. So they do run away with nothing but Urgot's dead, and so they're not going to be snowballing from that avenue, at least not for now. Still 2 minutes left for the Baron buff, so right now, Fuzzy, they still have some breathing room, but Vuptrox, they're still looking mighty fine with each of the hooks landed by Lepiggy.
This one didn't, but it didn't matter either. The Infernal Dragon is up on the map. Both teams, we saw last game how much they prioritized that objective. This game, a less late game focused, but still going to be a huge priority. Especially that the Baron isn't up yet. Necromancer has got the quickness and the flash available. If you can get a huge engage, that could be the way back in the game for the side of Fuzzy Esports. It won't happen though. Necromancer nailed by a beautiful death sentence by Lepiggy. That's a Drake and a kill. Now over to Vuptrox Academy.
There was no reason for Necromancer to be there, and he got right to the punish for that Impale comes through.
Impale is going to connect. The real Paranoia is now channeled, and Hopper goes in to the middle of the fight. The final spark is being used. Can Fuzzy Esports send out? Is it enough for them? Hello, it's Anivia. He's coming in. It's a double for Z, and Chrissy might be low. No, he's not. He's just gonna get all the damage in. It turns out to be a 3-4-3 though.
A 3-4-3, however, heavily in favor of Vuptrox Academy. Necromancer did get taken out at the beginning of the fight, and Bumblebee barely escaped the clutches of death at the hands of Chrissy and his teammates. So, it was an impossible fight to fight there, as Chrissy just picked up so many kills. He's now going to be sitting on, let me tell you exactly, 2,200 gold. I think that could be the Bloodthirster finished, honestly, but we'll have
Also
to
for
see.
the IH.
Could also be building Infinity Edge, yes. Depends
Let's
on
see.
what he wants. The world is his oyster right now. I mean, come on.
Alright, so he does go for the Infinity Eight just before we go into a pause.
Hey.
Someone that has flew under the radar, though, that we really need to be talking about, is Varte. He's
Oh, yeah.
playing this corner, he's having the impact he needs. 2-1-9, completed the Righteous Glory, he's there nearly every single fight, getting the CC onto the crucial targets.
Yeah, unsure if he's kind of flown under our radar because every single fight he's there. He's in the front line. He's getting the crucial impales. He's stunning people up. And once again, to reiterate, 11 out of 16 kills he's participated in, which is pretty goddamn good for a jungler at this point. And honestly, I try to think of what the side of Fuzzy can do, and it's a very similar situation to which Vuptrox found themselves in last game. And it's just that they have to scale. They have to find some farm. They have to funnel some farm into Kala. They have to give him at least some items. And for the love of God, finish at least one item on Z, because right now, the fact that he doesn't have a single item is just hurting him so much, because he just does not have the presence in these team fights that he should be having if Fuzzy wants to be able to at least skirmish.
Important thing to point out as we are moving into the Baron area time, Hopper is a level ahead of Z. When it comes to 50-50s, there is no real advantage that Vuptrox Academy have, and there is the bonus damage on the smite, yes, but I feel like it will be counteracted by all the control over the pit. But the fact remains that steals are likely, and so the execution needs to be very meticulous for Vuptrox Academy.
Definitely cannot be going for 50-50 just yet. Of course, they are starting the Baron now. It's coming down super quickly. It looks like they're even contested. Alright, that's a Baron buff very cleanly for Vuptrox and Varte. He's so fast!
No, Kale, he has the flash. He's not gonna be in any imminent danger. The paranoia, Hopper is nowhere near. It's just used to force the disengage from Vuptrox. Alright, now...
Okay, well... that's kind of happening.
Well, now, Inhibitor in the mid lane is going to be an easy pickup by Vuptrox. And it's looking good for them. We said it is do or die now for them. They cannot afford to lose any more games. They are back against the wall. And at least in game 3, they are looking convincing in order to take it.
Yeah, they're looking mighty scary right now, this Vuptrox Academy team. I mean, when you look at all the carries that they have, when you look at all the items that they have, I mean, Luden's finished, as well as Predabelt on Silas, and Death's Dance and Infinity Edge on Draven. At 22 minutes in, that's absolutely disgusting. TP comes through by Endorser, so looks like they just want to be going for something here. They want to crack open this base as early as they can, because they still know that they're sitting on a little bit of a time bomb with the Lux as well as Kai'Sa, but they're not going to be giving that option for them to scale easily. They're just going to be trying to dismantle this base as quickly as humanly possible.
Vuptrox, they wanted to do Fuzzy what Fuzzy did to get them in game 2. Varte going forward, takes the Impale onto Necromancer. Goodbye, Rakan. Chrissy's dominating. The Inhibitor will fall, and the third one is still a long way off, but 23 minutes in, and Vuptrox Academy they are well in the base.
Yeah.
For Fuzzy Esports, that's a flash forward from the thing. He really wants to find the play onto Hopper, but at the same time, Kale could be in a lot of trouble. Hopper gets the fear off onto Varte, and he will be able to just jump crazy! This damn Chris is godlike! That was like so lucky happening in this kind of setting. The first Nexus start is going to fall. Vuptrox Academy, they cannot be stopped. They cannot be denied their chance in this series. However, one last try from the side of Fuzzy Esports. Is it going to be enough? Do they have the damage? The health bars are dropping low, but the answer seems to be a convincing no. As the Nexus self is exposed, good hook onto Kale. He's going to be sent down into a respawn. And Vuptrox Academy will take us to a game 4.
So, I have one final bit to add to the allegory of Nocturne.
Mm-hmm.
Just like USSR, he
Damn
collapsed.
it.
Yeah, so, as you said, Vuptrox did to Fuzzy Esports what Fuzzy Esports did to Vuptrox. They incredibly quickly snowballed. They get a couple of kills on a Chrissy, and I'm just so surprised that we haven't seen such a performance from this guy yet, because I mean, come on, that was absolutely beautiful how he managed to dismantle the bot lane of Kala and Necromancer. Lapiggy was also playing out of his mind to find the death sentence after death sentence. Varte was such a huge influence on this game as well, with such perfect impales and stuns. Of course, it's difficult to miss them as Skarner, but still, all of these members did what they had to, and in the end, it's just 23 minutes of a game that just goes quickly into the hands of Vuptrox Esports Academy. Sorry, and I just have to wonder, what else do they have in store for us? Because was that the O2 power spike that they were talking about in the Twitch chat?
We'll see. Well, it was the O2 power spike. Maybe if they are anything like G2, they might be now in the 1-2 comfort zone, or Fuzzy Esports could just be looking to, end this series. Whatever the outcome will be, we'll have to find out after the break, so don't go anywhere, because the games will resume soon.